the sanctity of human life. I'm looking at a piece here by Rick Jensen on rightwingnews.com, which is a conservative site. There's Right Wing Watch, and then there's Right Wing News. Rightwingnews.com is a conservative site. Right Wing Watch, they basically cyberstalk yours truly and the other hosts here at AFR Talk. But Rick Jensen, I don't even need to read the article because the title I thought was extremely, extremely perceptive. Liberals only seem to care when kids are killed by bullets. And the contrast that he draws, and it's a good one, is the way the culture reacted to the Newtown massacre. 20 children dead, 6 adults dead, and that's all we heard about for weeks and months on end. And I'm absolutely fine with that. We should have. That was a tragedy of catastrophic proportions. It merited all the attention that we gave to it. But then he says, you look at this Gosnell trial in Philadelphia. I mean, this is brutality and savagery on a scale that we would have thought impossible in a civilized nation like the United States of America. That's part of the jaw-dropping quality of what's coming out of this Gosnell trial is that could happen right here in America. This is the kind of stuff that we think happened in Hitler's Germany happened in Auschwitz, happened in the concentration camps. But to think that something that grotesque, that inhumane, that brutal, that savage could happen right here in the United States of America under the noses of health inspectors in the city of Philadelphia, it just kind of boggles the mind. And yet the media has paid no attention to that. They don't care. You know why? Because those kids weren't killed by bullets. They were killed with a pair of scissors by a counterfeit doctor who severed their heads from their spines, cut their spinal column in two. That's internal decapitation. They basically decapitated them internally. That's what it's called. It's internal decapitation to make sure that they died. So they're born. He wants them to die, cuts their spinal column, severs it from the head, and eventually they die. They may breathe and they may kind of flop around a little bit. One clinic worker saw a baby thrashing around in a toilet, trying looked like the baby was trying to swim his way out of this death pool. And so that's going on, and it grieves me to have to be that graphic and that direct, but that's just the fact. And the reality is, we didn't really understand the horror of what happened in Nazi Germany until we saw the footage, until we saw the pictures, until we saw the stockpiled Jewish bodies in these big giant pits, emaciated, skeletal. We understood the horror of what the Nazis had done in the name of eugenics, in the name of basically Planned Parenthood's philosophy of eugenics, which Hitler got from Margaret Sanger, or she certainly, he loved her thinking and picked up on it, and it helped her to do what he did in Nazi Germany. And but it didn't come home to the American people until we saw the pictures that brought home to us the savagery of what had taken place in these concentration camps. And somebody said some time ago that, again, it's not original with me, but it's a profound observation, that if Gosnell had murdered these babies and these moms with an AR-15, that'd be front page news for weeks on end, but he didn't. Murdered them with a pair of scissors. And the media doesn't care. Why? Because they only care about kids when kids are killed by bullets. Now, let's play. We got time for this first soundbite, Rob, from President Obama. I'm going to come back after the break, and we might even replay this one more time. But President Obama became the first president in American history to speak to Planned Parenthood. Did so on Friday. He was going to speak there Thursday night at their big fundraising banquet. And I think he got spooked off. I think this Gosnell thing and the reaction from ordinary Americans like you and me asking for his commentary, wondering, pressing the news media, why aren't you covering this? Why are you devoting so little time to this? ABC, NBC, virtually AWOL completely on this. I think CBS did a total of 24 seconds on this story late last week. I think 13 seconds on Thursday night and 11 seconds on Friday night, and that was it. They're just burying this thing because these babies weren't killed by bullets. They don't care. And so President Obama goes. He was going to speak Thursday night, but it was just, I think it was too much political risk because this Gosnell trial is going on. Final arguments being given today. It could go to the jury by the end of this day. We could get a verdict tomorrow. I mean, Gosnell his attorney didn't even offer a defense. No witnesses. Gosnell didn't. Why? Because it's indefensible. There is no defense for what Gosnell did. Even his attorney recognized that. So I have no idea how they're expecting a jury to let him off the hook when they didn't even make a pretense of defending what happened there. But anyway, President Obama goes to Planned Parenthood. He was going to speak Thursday night, got spooked off, I think, because of the Gosnell thing, and because he basically supports what Gosnell did philosophically. I'm not saying the exact procedure. Remember, Barack Obama wanted babies who survived abortion attempts in Illinois. He wanted them to be abandoned to die. Throw them in a corner and wait till they die. That was President Obama when he was a state senator. 4 times used his influence to make sure that a baby who survived an abortion attempt did not get any medical help. So President Obama's worldview is just as grotesque, just as horrific, just as savage as Kermit Gosnell's worldview. So here he spoke at Planned Parenthood responsible virtually for genocide, 75-80% of their clinics in minority neighborhoods. Margaret Sanger said her philosophy, founder Planned Parenthood, we want to exterminate the Negro population. That's a direct quote. Those are Margaret Sanger's words. They are not mine. She founded Planned Parenthood. Our objective is to exterminate the Negro population. Here's Barack Obama speaking to Planned Parenthood last Friday morning.
As long as we've got to fight to make sure women have access to quality, affordable health care, and as long as we've got to fight to protect a woman's right to make her own choices about her own health, I want you to know that you've also got a president who's going to be right there with you, fighting every step of the way. Thank you, Planned Parenthood. God bless you. God bless America.
So that is President Obama. Thank you, Planned Parenthood. God bless you. Now, Planned Parenthood does one abortion every 94 seconds. They did 334,000 abortions in 2011. You average that out, one every 94 seconds. That means while President Obama was saying, thank you, Planned Parenthood, God bless you, Planned Parenthood was killing 8 babies. Focal Point AFR Talk.